Okay, I'm going to share this dream I had because I've had many future-telling dreams before, some very specific ones, plane crashes, things like that. Why is it always stuff like that, right? I don't know. Warnings. I have one for you. It's interesting. Now, you know that I teach that all things are possible and we can change any future because they all exist at one time. But this one, you got to hear. It's about our elections. Yeah, and I also want to share a couple things with you about how we handle one another going forward, because it's going to get a little tricky. Are you ready for this? You want to find out what this message was? Let's go. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through fears and live an amazing life. I'm sorry for promoting all of the things that I do for a living that change people's lives. I'm not selling plushie toys or t-shirts. I'm promoting the things that could change your life. If you don't like that, I'm cool with that. I will continue to promote everything that could help you. It is my mission, and I chose a career to do that. So I hope you'll subscribe, and I hope you'll purchase Breakthrough Fear, your spiritual butt kick, because I was told to absolutely promote that. It could be life-changing for you. So if you think that I'm supposed to sit here and just work for free and eat rice on the top of a monastery, you would be sorely wrong. We have to pay our bills too. Why don't we do it in a positive way? So let's talk about today. I am going to share something with you that we'll see if it happens. You know, I put myself in a position of being right or wrong, and there isn't any. But I thought, if I'm getting this message, I might as well share it with you, because I never have these kind of dreams. And when I do, I pay attention. Because I rarely have these dreams, and when I do, they're out of place, and I know that waking up and remembering it could be a message. I don't think it's a message to do anything. I think it's a message of what exists at this moment in time, and that if you don't like what I say today, you have the power to change it. So let's just have fun with this, because according to all the predictions out there, something really off the charts was going to happen in June. And unless it happens in the next couple days, then here we go again, right? More predictions that aren't coming true. This is why predictions are difficult. They are probabilities. If they don't come true, it doesn't mean the person was necessarily wrong. It means that that's what they saw at that moment. That's why I said it's endless. All right, you ready for this? I am going to make some statements after this that I want you to hang in there with me, because there's something you need to know moving forward that's going to be critical. I'm hearing something happening with some of you that you might want to hear about after I share this. I had a dream. I was in a very big home. It was, let's just say, it looked like it could have been the White House or some kind of stately mansion like that, very much like a White House. The Christmas tree was, you know, a couple stories high, huge, like you would have in the White House. I was very well aware that the people at this Christmas party were family and staff. They worked together, and they all related to this space that they were in, and it was a very somber evening. Even though it was Christmas, everyone was very quiet and not very celebratory. And they were moving out. They had to pack and leave. I didn't see names, I didn't see faces. I just knew that that was an existing staff and family celebrating Christmas, and it was very quiet and somber. That it was their last Christmas there, and they were all going to have to pack up and leave. Now, you probably know that I don't take a stance on politics, because basically I think all of our choices on this planet in a lot of areas are not the best ones. So I don't vote for the least of the least. I respect what you believe and think. Diversity and opinions are what make the world go round. I don't need to argue or talk about any of that or claim certain things. I don't watch the news, and people have said things to me. I have no clue what they're talking about. But I think we know what that dream represents. Is it a dream? Is it a premonition? I don't know. I do know that mine have been very accurate, and I don't have very many like I used to have, a lot of them, not so much anymore. I wanted to share that with you just for fun. Let's see what happens. Now, I just want to share with you too, we have to be very careful about how we deal with one another as human beings. You know, I'm not going to be perfect all the time like you want me to. You might take some of the things that I say and interpret it a way that I didn't mean at all, and it'll never stop. And you'll never find anybody on the planet who's going to 100% agree with you. And if you continually correct people and want them to think different and go into conflict or argument with them, we're not accomplishing any goals. Especially toward the new earth. What's the new earth? One of tolerance. And the ego doesn't have to have you say or be the way it wants, and you can punish people all day. I'm seeing some of that go on here. So let's catch ourselves, will we? Can we? I just got tested recently. You know, we always want to hang with the people that agree with us or that are spiritual or in alignment with what we believe is right. What if the person that comes in your life is the antithesis of everything you think and believe? But they're a good person. What's a good person? They're kind and caring. They bend over backwards for other people, but maybe they're making different decisions about their life, their employment, other things like that. They're totally in opposition of what you believe is right. The universe has a way of testing us. It's not a challenge if everybody that comes in your life agrees with your spiritual views and how politics should be run and your religion and everything else. How about the person that tests us? Will you judge? Will you reject them because they don't fit into your acceptable world? Or will you practice tolerance and patience because we can have the most profound positive effect on people if we're around them? If we keep running away every time somebody doesn't behave or speak the way we think they should, we accomplish absolutely nothing. If you keep shining your light, not telling somebody else what to do, I'm going to take my toys and go away because you didn't speak the way I wanted you to, or you misinterpreted. Maybe because you're thinking something, you misinterpreted what they meant. Take note. So the universe does have a sense of humor. I realize that's what's happening to me now, and I've been presented a few things, and I realize this is beautiful. It's perfect. What am I going to do with this? Because if you're going to speak it, you got to say, okay, where's the line that you draw that's somebody's destructive or somebody who's really a good person just making different choices than you? So it's time to get in alignment. And now we're going to go into some very challenging times with this, all right? Especially with the elections and everything else going on all over the world. It's just not here in the United States. We're going to see all kinds of opinions about our alien friends and every part of what exists right now that's starting to dissolve. And your choice makes a difference. But more than anything, it's your opposition and conflict that's going to cause the issues, not the choice you make. It's whether or not you separate yourself from those other choices. That is way more destructive than the choices they're making. That's the bottom line, because judgment, separation is conflict and struggle. And that is what keeps us doing this and destroying everything. Now, when we go into tolerance, acceptance, solutions, assistance, and the other person that you think is doing horrible things, you not only not reject them, but you show that there are other ways to do things. They just might do some of those new things on a higher frequency because they know you're not judging them. So it's easy to hate you if you do that. I just had somebody say, I'm watching you for years, I'm going to unsubscribe, and they mentioned something. I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about, because whatever you think I meant, I so didn't mean. And if you've been watching me for years, you know that. All right, you can pick people apart all you want, and you can run away from every single person and punish them for not being what you think they should. You're so disappointed. Okay, bye. I wish you well. Don't want you to leave, of course. I want you to take a good look at what you're doing there. So if your criticism of somebody else and your answer is to punish them by separating yourself because they're wrong, and you're going to chastise and judge that, what is that? Let's be careful of that. I'm going to share something. I'm going to read from the Master Key System right now. Part 1, 10. Harmony in the world within means the ability to control our thoughts and to determine for ourselves how any experience is to affect us. Meaning somebody's comments or opinions. If we have harmony within, we will not rush to judgment or condemn them or assume we know what they're really thinking or meaning, right? We have to be careful with that. Harmony in the world within results in optimism and affluence. Affluence within results in affluence without. I have. And when you see fault and you blame and you punish, guess what's going to happen to you? That's what's going to happen to you, not that other person. Right? You're doing it to yourself. So the world without reflects the circumstances and the conditions of the consciousness within. The consciousness within. So if I'm finding fault, if I'm punishing people, if I'm saying I can't hang with you because you don't think like me, if we're going to oppose one another, we're going to fight for our stuff, we are creating conflict within, and it's reflected without. We have to have this peace in our consciousness, harmony. Harmony means we look at the world without judgment, and we understand that it's allowed to have its separate opinions. I'm not talking about destruction, I'm talking about us being different and making sure that you're not judging what that means. Giving somebody the benefit of the doubt, and even if they meant something destructive, being okay with the fact that they're choosing those comments and that your opposition and arguing with that just amplifies it. Shine the light. Be the kind person who doesn't judge. You'd be shocked at the response you will get. I just did it. And I thought, I'll sit here and listen to this. And there was no blood pressure going up or, oh my gosh, I can't believe this person thinks this way. I'm like, okay, cool. I asked a few questions and I realized this is so much nicer to just sit and understand that person's thinking and not judge it and saying, okay, it's not what I would choose, but isn't that interesting? Can you do that? Harmony within? My Christmas premonition? Christmas, it was Christmas. I find that ironic because you know what that's after? It's after the elections. That would be after the elections. It was especially Christmas, and they were somber and had to pack and leave. I didn't see faces, I don't know who, but I knew it was staff and family, a very close-knit group, very quiet. It was very dark. Beautiful Christmas tree, though. You ready? I rarely do this. I'm rarely ever this specific because I usually don't get these kind of details. So let's put it out there. Again, it's a probability. Doesn't mean it has to be. You ready for it? Hey, I'm going to plug a few things. This is free. I'm plugging free stuff. Oh, shame. This is free stuff. This is a master class on how to break through fear. Same thing with here. This is a master class on how to create anything, any kind of online business using passion, positive impact on the planet, all planet conscious businesses, creating something that's going to change our planet, change your life, your health, other people. It's going to bring such joy to many. It's just an option for you. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you. Namaste.